Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotee. Today is Sunday. It is the 12th of July. It is Ashadha Masa or Vamana Masa, Krishna Paksham, Trayodasi today. So today, there is one event, breakfast time for Ekadashi fasting. Fasting was done yesterday. That fasting breakfast time is Dwadasi Parana time is 4:57, 10:23. It is already started, so it will last until 10:23. Yeah, apart from that, there are no other events. And the devotees, before you fast, any contributions or something like that, you may make it, or any charities, or giving a water to the birds, or water to the birds. Anything is all auspicious. Though we may not invite Brahmanas to feed nice and to us, but at least the birds we can give something, and water, something like that. Okay, apart from that, no events, we shall move into our daily experiment. Welcome. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Vaishnava Prajapati is speaking to Diti Maharani, describing about the her would-be grandchild, how he is going to be, and everyone are going to be following his footsteps in following the spiritual process. So likewise, he would expand the glories of his dynasty, like the Diti Maharani glories as well. Likewise, पुत्रस्यैव च पुत्राणां भवितैकसतां मतः गास्यन्ति यद्यशः शुद्धं भगवद्यशसा समम्. It is the glories of grandchild of Diti Maharani is as good as the Supreme Personality of God. योगैर्ह्यैमेव धुर्वर्णं भावयन्ति साधवः निर्वैरादिभिः आत्मानं यशीलम् अनुवर्तितम्. And everyone, they follow the paths of Prahlad Maharaj. And just like to purify the gold, the process in such a way, many yogis are also, they wanted to purify themselves. So while following in that way, they follow the footsteps of the Prahlad Maharaj. So yogaihi hemiva durvarnam bhavayyanti sadavaha nirviradhi atmanam yashyelam anuvattitum. And they follow as the selam. A selam is the quality, the character of Prahlad Maharaj. Yashyelam anuvattitum. So after saying that, because Supreme Lord, he is always pleased with his devotee who is unflinchingly devoted himself unto the lotus feet of the Lord. In such a way, and by that devotee, everyone in this world are also be pleased. Everyone in this world also be pleased with that devotee. When Lord is pleased with the devotee, everyone will be pleased with that devotee. So likewise, Kashyap Prajapati is speaking to Diti Maharani. It is the glories of would-be grandchild. We are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, chapter 14 and verse number 47. Yat prasadat idam vishwam prasidati yadatmakam sasvadrug bhagavan yasya toshate ananya yadrusha. Yat prasadat idam vishwam. And by the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, entire this universe, it is prasidati yadatmakam, and it will be pleased because it is Lord is the soul of this entire universe. Yadatmakam. Yat prasadat idam vishwam prasidati yadatmakam. And the Lord, he is pleased with his devotee. Sa swadrug bhagavan yasya. And he personally, swaswad, sa swadrug, he taking special care of his devotee. Sa swadrug bhagavan yasya. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yasya, whose. Whose means this is Prahlad Maharaj, would be grandchild of Diti Maharaj. Sa swadrug bhagavan yasya toshyate, because Lord is pleased. Lord is pleased with the devotee because Ananya Drusha, and he is Ananya without deviation. Without deviation, uh, he always renders service to the Lord. Lord is pleased, Toshate, because of Ananya Drusha. So that everyone also will be pleased. And because Diti Matara children, Hiranyaksha, those are all Kopiteshu Mahatmanam, Kopiteshu Mahatmasu. They will make everyone get agitated. But whereas Prahlad Maharaj, by his character and he unflinching devotion to the Lord, Lord is pleased so that everyone will be pleased with Prahlad Maharaj. So that is the first step is to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead by following rules and regulations, by following the instructions of spiritual master. Yes, yasya prasadat bhagavad prasado, yasya prasadat nagati kutopi. So likewise, when Lord is pleased, everyone will be pleased, and everyone are pleased with the devotee. Yasya prasadat idam vishwam prasidati yadatmakam. Sa swadrug bhagavan yasya toshate ananyadusha. Translation. Everyone will be pleased with him because the personality of Godhead, the supreme controller of the universe, is always satisfied with a devotee who does not wish for anything beyond him. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can I request Hemlata Mataji to read the purport, please?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Hare Krishna, everyone. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is situated everywhere as the Super Soul, and He can dictate to anyone and everyone as He likes. The would-be grandson of Diti, who was predicted to be a great devotee, would be liked by everyone, even by the enemies of his father, because he would have no other vision besides the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A pure devotee of Lord sees the presence of his worshipable Lord everywhere. The Lord reciprocates in such a way that all living entities in whom the Lord is dwelling as the Supersoul also like a pure devotee, because the Lord is present in their hearts and can dictate to them to be friendly to his devotee. There are many instances in history wherein even the most ferocious animal became friendly to a pure devotee of the Lord. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. So, this purport. Supreme Personality of Godhead situated everywhere as the Super Soul. That's why he is called Vishnu. Vishnu means who is entered into this Vishwam, entire Vishwam. He is filled entirely in the cosmic manifestation. In his cosmic body, he exists everywhere. So, and also, he is Antarbahisha Abjanetram. Antarbahisha Abjanetram. He is inside and outside. Likewise, Yata Mahanti Bhutani Bhuteshu Chvacheshunu. Pravistani apravishtani tatateshu natveshvaham. So he is existing everywhere. But at the same time, he also exists in the Goloka. Goloka eva nivasati akilatma bhuto. Sarvasa chaham hృది sannivishto matta smriti jnana apohanam. Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Hriddeshe Arjuna Tishtati. So in such a Lord is everywhere that a devotee only can see that one. Atmanam sarvabhuteshu bhagvantam avasthitam apasyat sarvabhutani bhagavityepi cha atmani. How the Lord dictates one individual internally in his heart. In the similar way, Lord dictates every other living entity. He dictates a bird, he dictates an animal, he dictates some other according to their consciousness. So Lord is everywhere. When Lord is pleased, then all other living entities he will make sure, because this is where we the essential point is Lord is in our heart. We know, but how to realize and how to act in a day-to-day life. This is very, very essential, that surrender, because He is there. When we, without any deviation, when we surrender to the Lord, who is situated in the heart of all living it, then when we go outside and see, everyone are pleased with ourselves. One can practically see it. But it is a complete surrender without any duality. Atmanam sarvabhuteshu bhagvantam avasthitam apasit sarvabhutani bhagavityepicha atmani. And then when it goes like this, Lord is situated in his heart. He sees the Lord in the heart of all the living entities. All the living entities are situated within the Lord himself, and that Lord is within his heart back. How beautiful it is. In such a way, one would spiritualize the entire existence. The Lord says the word Krutva dhyam cha jiveshu dhatva cha bhaya atmavan mayatmanam sarvabhuteshu. So Lord says that Krutva dhyam cha bhuteshu dhatva cha bhayam atmavan mayatmanam sah jagat drakshasya chapi mam drakshasya chapi mam. He says, Lord says to Kadama Prajapati, Krutva dhayam cha jiveshu datva cha bhayamatmavan mayatmanam sah jagat drakshasya chapimam. I exist everywhere, O Kadama. You just see myself everywhere, likewise. But Atmanam Sarvabhuti, that is in realization of. Initially, Lord says the same statement. Later on, Kadama Prajapati, he realizes that one and he lives like that. And then, Icha Dvesha Vihinena Sarvatra Samachetasa Bhagavad Bhakti Yogena Prapta Bhagavati Gatihi. And then he sees with equal vision everywhere that Lord is existing. And then Bhagavad Bhakti Yogena Prapta Bhagavati Gatihi. And then he entered into the Lord at the end of his life. That is the beauty of a devotee. And he does not see anything differentiate from the Lord. And the Lord dictates anyone and everyone as he likes. So that would be, the would-be grandson of Diti, who was predicted to be a great devotee, would be liked by everyone, even by the enemies of his father. Enemies of his father. His father is itself, he is demonic. Enemies of his father is all demigods. All demigods means all having good qualities. They will reciprocate. Sometimes this is in Shad Goswami Astakam also, Dhira Dhira, Dhira Adhira. So the devotee will be liked by Dhiras and also Adhiras, devotees and non-devotees as well, because the character is exemplary. Okay, so everyone would like a devotee. He is embodiment of all good characters because he would have no other vision besides the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the devotee's character. Sarvaihi gunaihi tatra samasate suraha. Mayananyena bhavena bhaktim kurvante dhudam. That is the devotee, and a pure devotee of the Lord sees the presence of his worshipable Lord everywhere. Lord, so this is Vidyavane Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Shuni Chaye Svapake Cha Panditaha Samadarshinaha. He sees the Lord everywhere and with equal vision. Lord is existing there. And then presence of worshipful Lord everywhere. And then Lord reciprocates in such a way that all living entities in whom the Lord is dwelling as a super soul, also like a pure devotee, because the Lord is present in their hearts and dictate them to be friendly with his devotee. Okay, so that is why all other living entities, they act in a friendly way, friendly manner. All the sages who lives in the forest and ashramas, their aim of their life is only rendering service unto the Lord, performing austerities and penances, absorption on the super soul, or meditating on the Supreme Lord. So that living entities like those little birds and rabbits and deers and everything, they will come, even though they will give you prasadam to the tigers and all those things as well. They keep those prasadams outside and they will come and eat and go away. So they do not take any other. So that is they will act like a friendly to the devotee. And there are many instances in history wherein even the most ferocious animals became friendly to a pure devotee of the Lord. So here, this is so many miracles we see, and recently, in the recent past times, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the one of the example of it. Those animals, the tigers, when they're passing through the jungle, so during that time, the animals also became very friendly to the Lord. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's assistant, he was seeing and he was wondering. I think it was Krishna Das, Kala Krishna Das. I think they're not Kala, it's a Krishna Das. I think the another Krishna is different. So Krishna Das, he is the servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, assisting him. So he was wondering whenever Chaitanya, all other animals are also acting like a friendly to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They are dancing. Because when Mahaprabhu was doing Harinam Sankirtan, they are also dancing. Okay, that is how here, because his character is exemplary and he does not have any enemies. Abhota Abhota Sitruhu Jagatah Shokahata. Abhota Sitruhu Jagatah Shokahata Naidagikam Tapam Vodu Rajaha. He is like a cool breeze for the people who are tortured by the three miseries of this material world. Naidagikam Tapam Ivodu Rajaha. The moon give very cool light for a person who is now throughout the day in the scorching heat. When he suffered, when it becomes in the evening and the moon rise and then weather is becoming cool. Likewise, when the people are going through miseries of this world and when they come to the devotee, they will feel such a the cool breeze, so pleasing environment. Okay, so from likewise Prabhupada is explaining here, glorifying characteristics of Prahlad Maharaj so that Diti Maharani will be happy. Instead of hearing her children's activities, hearing her grandchild activities, she will be pleased. यत्प्रसादात् इदं विश्वं प्रसीदति यदात्मकं सस्वदृग् भगवान् यस्य तोषते अनन्यादृशा. Yes, and also there is Prabhupada used to quote, one is the Atmavat Sarvabhuteshu, Atmavat Sarvabhuteshu Yah Pasyati Sa Panditaha. Another Chanakya Pandita's quotation also he uses in the similar context. Okay, so we shall go and recite this shloka line by line. Yat prasadat idam vishwam
Yat prasadadidam vishvam
From
prasidati yadatmakam
prasidati yad atmakam
sasvadrug bhagavan yasya
भगवान् यस्य
तोष्यते अनन्यया दृशा
तोष्यते अनन्यया दृशा
Again. यत्प्रसादात् इदं विश्वं
प्रसादादिदं विश्वं
प्रसीदति यदात्मकं
प्रसीदति आत्मकं
स स्वदृग्भगवान् यस्य
भगवान् यस्य
तोष्यते अनन्यया दृशा
तोष्यते
अनन्यादृशा
Again. यत्प्रसादात् इदं विश्वं
यत्प्रसादात्
यत्प्रसादादिदं
इदं
विश्वं
विश्वं
प्रसीदति यदात्मकं
प्रसीदति
प्रसीदात्मकं
यथात्मकम्
स स्वदृग्भगवान् यस्य
सा
सस्वभगवान् यस्य
स्वदृग्भगवान्यस्य
तोष्यते अनन्यया दृशा
तोष्यते अनन्यया
दृशा
दृशा
Very beautiful. Jai Mataji, would you like to start reciting this slok?
Hare Krishna, yes, please accept my humble obeisances. Yat prasadadidam vishwam prasidati yad atmakam sasvadrug bhagavan yasya toshyate ananyaya drisha. Sorry.
Thank you, Mataji. Amrita Mataji, please.
हरे कृष्ण यत्प्रसादात् इदं विश्वं प्रसीदति यद् आत्मकं सा स्वदृग्भगवान् यस्य तोष्यते अनन्यादृशा हरे कृष्ण
Very beautiful. You want to go again, Mataji?
ओके यत्प्रसादात् इदं विश्वं प्रसीदति यदात्मकं सा स्वदृग्भगवान् यस्य तोष्यते अनन्यादृशा हरे कृष्ण
Very beautiful. Very nice.
क्या
Thank you, Mataji. Gauri Mataji, please. Meena Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna. यस्प्रसादा इदं विश्वं प्रसीदति यदात्मकं स स्वदुर्गभगवान् यस्य तोष्यति अनन्यादृशा.
Very beautiful. Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Usha Mataji, please.
यत्प्रसादादिदं विश्वं प्रसीदति यदात्मकं शाश्वतभगवान् यस्य तोष्यते अनन्यादृशा.
Very beautiful. Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Gauri Mataji. Okay, so that is from the shloka. यत्प्रसादात् इदं विश्वं प्रसीदति यदात्मकं स स्वदृग्भगवान् यस्य तोष्यते अनन्यया दृशा. Very beautiful. Anyone want to go again?
Yes, Prabhuji, may I please? I think I made some mistake.
Yes, Mataji.
Yat prasadadidam vishwam prasidati yad atmakam sasvadrug bhagavan yasya toshyate ananyaya drusha. Hare Krishna, thank you.
Very beautiful. So pleasing to the heart. Again. Anyone want to go again? Yes, so that is Meena Mataji.
यत्प्रसादा इदं विश्वं प्रसीदति यदात्मकं स स्वदुर्गभगवान् यस्य तोष्यते अनन्यादृशा.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. Anyone want to go again?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, shall I?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Yat prasadatidam vishwam prasidati yadatmakam Saswadrag Bhagwan Yasya Toshyate Ananyadrisha. Hare Krishna.
Very beautiful, very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Anyone else? Okay. Usha Mataji only is there. Okay.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, you want to go, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu. Yat prasadatit visvam prasidati yadatmakam Sasvatrit Bhagavan Yasya Dosyate Ananyadrisa.
Very nice. Different tunes. Very
Yes,
beautiful.
Prabhu, I tried doing that. Thank you.
यस्य प्रसादादिदं विश्वं प्रसीदति यदात्मकम् तस्वद्भृग् भगवान् यस्य तोष्यते अनन्यया दृशा Mataji's tune. Very nice.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, so pleasing. Okay, we shall. Unless would you like to read that translation, Mataji, please?
Yes, Prabhu. Everyone will be pleased with him because the personality of Godhead, the supreme controller of the universe, is always satisfied with the devotee who does not wish for anything beyond him. Hare Krishna Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Srimad
Yeah.
Bhagavatam Ki Jai.
Yeah. Okay, we shall move to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. Today, letter to Achyutananda, June 28, 1971, London. Can I request Jai Mata to read his letter, please?
Hare Krishna, yes. My dear Achyutananda Maharaj, please accept my blessings. I'm very much anxious to know of the progress of work at Mayapur. Before my leaving Calcutta, it was estimated that 5,000 would be rupees 5,000 would be required for fencing the whole ground with iron stand and barbed wiring. I left this money with Tamal Krishna for doing this work immediately, but from his latest letter, I understand it has not been done and the estimate has increased to 14,000. I do not know who submitted the former estimate. Anyway, don't spend so much money for fencing. Better to have bamboo fencing and hedge plants. And during the rainy season, they will grow sufficiently all around. Better in this connection to take advice from Sarkar or from the persons who sold us the land. I'm very anxious to know of reports from Mayapur, and if every week you will send me elaborate reports, I'll be very much appreciative. From Calcutta, I went to Bombay and then to Moscow. We stayed there for 5 days. There are many younger Muscovites who are very much anxious to join our movement. Unfortunately, the government is so strict that it is difficult to take their cooperation for starting a center there. Everything is strictly under government control. Still, we are trying to open a center with the help of with the help of local men. The city is very big and there are many nice buildings, roads, etc., but life is not very happy. One cannot live according to his own choice. Fruits and vegetables are very scantily supplied, but milk, butter, and yogurt are amply available. From Moscow, I went to Paris. Paris is a very nice city, better than London. All historical buildings are here and they are very gorgeous and panoramic. So we have got a very nice center there. The address is as follows: 26 Rue Etienne Diouv's, Fontenay, or Roses, Paris 92. I stayed only one day on my way to LA, but still they arranged some nice meetings and a press conference, and the people are favorably impressed. They admitted in different papers that our movement is genuine, along with other information. From Paris, I went directly to LA, about 6,000 miles at one stretch, and I was on the plane for 12 hours, thereby getting a 1 day concession. From LA, I went to San Francisco yesterday, and the Rath Yatra festival was very, very gorgeously performed. There were 3 Rathas consecutively, and Lord Jagannath's Rath was bigger than the other 2. People received us so nicely, and one mayor was the chief guest in the meeting, in which more than 10,000 people assembled, and the mayor spoke very highly of our movement. She's very much impressed with the basic principle of our Back to Godhead movement. In this way, we are getting support gradually in the USA. Maybe our movement will be supported in the future in the United Nations. So we Krishna conscious people have accepted a very important and responsible task in the whole world. Therefore, our principal work also must be very responsible. Yesterday evening, there was a meeting of all the other presidents of all the different temples, and I have impressed them with this fact. And they are doing so nicely and sincerely. So you have got a very responsible task in Mayapur to develop that temple. So send me weekly reports, and may Krishna bless you more and more. Hare Krishna. Hoping this will meet you in good health. Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Joy. Thank you, Mataji. It's a long letter. You need to points.
Yes, long letter. I'll just do some bullet points. So here I think we saw yesterday as well, Prabhupada is writing to Achyutanand Maharaj this time, was a very early disciple of Prabhupada, and he spent mostly his time in India because Prabhupada trusted him. And so he went to India, and his main task now is to set up the Mayapur temple. So we can see the foundation here, what is happening now. But it was started this many years ago. So here he's saying about the fence. Yesterday also, the fence, the price has gone up. So he's saying just make do with bamboo fence, because that would be cheaper, and then you start growing some other the creepers, and they would grow in the rainy season. They would grow by themselves. We wouldn't need anything permanent. And also, in case they want to expand in future, if they have spent so much money putting some concrete type or some sturdy fence, they would have to just remove it, and that would be a waste of money anyway. So he said just make do with the bamboo fencing. And then he's telling him that he went to Moscow. He stayed there for a few days, but he found that Moscow, even though it looked very beautiful, very nice roads, buildings, etc. But inside, I think there is a lot of, because of the communism, people are not allowed to express too much over there. And here they want to build a center, but even to get that, it's proving so difficult because they're not getting much help from the government there. So, but his endeavor is there. He wants to work and try and open a center with the help of the local men. So his vision, his endeavor is still going on, but he's finding it difficult purely because of the mentality there, and the government, they are very strict. So it's so much red tape that they can't do anything quickly. Then from there, he also mentioned that fruits and vegetables are very scarce. So for Prabhupada and his devotees, being vegetarian, it must have been difficult at that time, because they would have probably mostly survived on basic things like milk, butter, and yogurt. But to eat vegetables and fruits, that would have been very expensive and also not easily supplied. So it would not have been easy for him to stay too long anyway for them. The other thing, then he went to Paris, and Prabhupada, we can see, is so impressed with Paris, even more than London. The buildings, he's full of praises for the buildings. They are full, their architecture, they are gorgeous and panoramic. And yes, whoever has been to Paris would know that as well. It's beautiful. Then from there, he went to LA, and we can see Prabhupada is traveling so much as well, even at this age, with not that brilliant health, he's still traveling because he just wants to keep on spreading the movement, and he wants to support all those disciples who are doing good work as well. So he's gone to LA, and there he's had some good meetings and press conference where he's doing propaganding the movement. So, and he's very impressed with that as well, because they are publishing articles, and obviously when that is published, then more and more people will come to the movement. So then he also talked about the Rath Yatra of San Francisco, where he's really impressed, the big Raths being made, and so many people turned up to the Rath Yatra, over 10,000 people. So he's very impressed with that. Prabhuji, would you be able to go down a bit, please? And then, yes, he's happy that at the Rath Yatra, there was a speaker there. The mayor also supported their movement, and she's very much impressed with their Back to Godhead movement, with the magazine, the publication, with the whole philosophy of ISKCON. So she's very happy, and this way they are doing more and more and more propaganda is happening. And he's saying that the people in USA are really supportive of this movement, and he feels that now they have been tasked with important tasks to spread this all over the world as well. So he's very happy overall that everything is going very nicely. And then he said that also now they've started to do is to have meetings, some meetings with all the presidents of the temples in America, or probably I think maybe just LA. I'm not too sure, but yeah. So it's nice to have the meetings with different presidents, so they can discuss what's going well, what's not going not well, how they can improve, exchange ideas, and so just networking has started over there. So he's very happy with that. And he's saying that you have got a very responsible task in Mayapur. So Achyutananda Swami has been given a great task of establishing this temple, and we see that Maharaj himself is very good at speaking Bengali, and that's why he was placed there, and very sincere devotee. So, and he said, just send me weekly reports and Krishna will bless you more and more. So overall, a very positive letter from Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Very beautifully summarizing this letter. Thank you so much. Okay, that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. It's lots of work behind this ISKCON consciousness, the movement. The work Prabhupada has done, and the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, they have supported Prabhupada's mission so beautifully. Every letter, how many letters? Okay, that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. Yes, Satpana, we shall move to Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is in the Kurukshetra battle, looking at all his own people, his friends, family members, fathers, acharyas, and friends, grandfathers, fathers, everyone from his side, and also opposite Duryodhana side, and then he could not stand there properly. So Natsit Nomi Avastatum Dhamati Vache Me Manaha. His mind is reeling and he is forgetting himself. Nimittani Chapasyami Vipritani Keshava. And he sees all inauspicious things. And Arjuna saying, Nachashrayo Anupasyami. I do not see any auspicious things, O Krishna. Khatvaj Swajanamahave, by killing one people in the battle. Nakankshe Vijayam Krishna Nacharajham Sukanicha. So I do not desire this victory nor the kingdom, O Krishna. Nakankshe Vijayam Krishna Nacharajham Sukanicha. So this one, once we reflect in our life, sometimes we want to live with family, going here and there, enjoying for anything, many things. At that time, we forget ourselves instead of forgetfulness of following Vedic rules and regulations. Okay, it is a good. Yes, we have to go and then enjoy just as per our constitutional position, maybe in the sense gratification mode with all others. When we come to know that, okay, this is against the Vedic injunctions. Now, as a matter of duty, we have to rectify all those things. At the time, oh Krishna, if I just follow the rules and regulations, but everyone are trying to enjoy here, if I just stop them, or how it is possible? But Krishna says that for the sake of doing your duty, you have to do that. It is not that even though one may not stop other people to enjoy from themselves, but he has to carry out his duty. So rectify all their activities, linking all the activities into Krishna. And inauspicious activities needs to be stopped and auspicious activities to be established in linking to Krishna. So that we could see. But here in the Kurukshetra battle as well, so here Arjuna is one side, mentioning that Nakamche Vijayam Krishna. So, for example, if I just become pure Krishna conscious devotee and everyone are being separated because they have got sense gratifications they wanted to enjoy, Krupanaha Palahetavaha, they're all being Krupanas, but that is not appropriate because this body is temporary, but they do not know that. They do not realize because they have observed their uh, soul, mind, everything sticking to the body very tightly and thinking that they are the body. Sticky, the tightness. It is generally the comparison is given the coconut and within that pulp, the white pulp, it is sticking to the shell, hard shell, very tightly. Whenever that one is becoming dried up, automatically the pulp will be separated and then we can when we shake it, it is separated. Even if I break that, still it is there. With the pulp, without damaging the pulp, it will come out. But likewise, people who do not know. So here they are completely absorbed, thinking that they are the body and we are meant to enjoy. If we do not enjoy, what is the purpose of life? Likewise, they have got. But beyond, they do not know the broader perspective of this material world. The Lord has created this universe, maintaining this one. It is only for the purification of the souls from the sense enjoyment to devotional service. So here, whenever such kind of small, happinesses are stopped, the family man or a devotee, uh, it is not his wish, but actually it is the wish of the Lord, established dharma. So here in the Kurukshetra battle, what is happening here? Arjuna is saying, Nakamkshe Vijayam Krishna Nacharajyam Sukanicha. I do not feel any sukhas as well, no comfort. Sukha means it is happiness thereof by killing their own kinsmen. So further, Arjuna is giving so much of elaborated reasons here. Um, Addressing Krishna, oh Krishna. So how can we enjoy this kingdom, oh Govinda? And here, after killing all our kinsmen, how do we enjoy? There will not be anyone to share our opulences and happiness with. Uh, and we cannot be happy by killing our own kinsmen. And everyone to whom we wanted to gain the victory. When Arjuna is going outside and killing the enemies and come home and speaking to grandfather, fathers and brothers and everyone are happy. Now I am here meant to kill my grandfather and friends and all these things. And what do I gain here? And to whomever I want to share my happiness, they're all here to live their life and soul and all of their wealth here itself, because in the wealth also. Those people who are fighting here in the Kurukshetra battle, they come with good ornaments decorated. If whoever kills them, they can get their wealth as well. Gold, which is on helmet, something like that. So they're all coming here. They're ready to leave their body. And there, acharyas are there, fathers are there, childrens, and great grandfathers, and everyone, pautraha, grandchildren, and relate well wishes. Everyone are here itself. Even though they wanted to kill me, I do not wanted to kill. Oh Krishna, oh Govinda. Even though if I get the comforts of the heavenly, I will not be very happy. What to speak of the earthly things? It's just a mere just kingdom and then just gold and that and this. So here Arjuna is putting all those cases in front of Krishna and sharing his uh, inability to digest. By killing those things, how can we enjoy? It is a very beautiful and very reflections. It goes internally in the heart in many ways. Here in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, first chapter, verses 30 to 40, 30 to 35. किं नो राज्येन गोविन्द किं भोगैर्जीवितेन वा येषामध्ये काङ्क्षितं नो राज्यं भोगाः सुखानि च तैमे अवस्थिता युद्धे प्राणं त्यक्त्वा धनानि च आचार्यः पितरः पुत्राः तथैव च पितामहाः मातुलाः श्वशुराः पौत्राः श्यालाः सम्बन्धिनस्तथा एतान् हन्तुमिच्छामि ज्ञतोऽपि मधुसूदन अपि त्रैलोक्यराज्यस्य हेतोः किं नु मही कृते निहत्य धार्तराष्ट्रान्नः का प्रीतिः स्यात् जनार्दन किं नु राज्येन गोविन्द किं नु राज्येन गोविन्द see what use is there for us किं नु राज्येन किं नः to us O Rajyena is the kingdom Govinda O Krishna kim bhogaihi what enjoyments are there jivitena va and living with all this such kind of comforts kim bhogaihi jivitena va yesha madhye kankshidam no for what purpose of whom are they yesham yesha madhye kankshidam no for whom sake we are desiring a victory and now they're all yesham adhe kankshidam no rajyam bhogaha sukhani cha so the kingdom material enjoyment and all happiness this is yesham madhe for whose sake we wanted to gain victory yesham madhe kankshidam no rajyam bhogaha sukhani cha taime avasita yuddhe all of them are situated in this Kurukshetra battle taime avasita yuddhe pranam tyaktva dhanani cha and ready to leave pranam tyaktva live give up their lives dhanani riches also and there acharyaha pitaraha putraha and acharya teachers are there krupacharya dronacharya are there pitaraha fathers are there like Somadatta and many others putraha the sons like Lakshmana and many of those Abhimanyu and other side is the Pandavas putraha tata as well as tata eva cha tataiva cha pitamaha and also grandfathers Bahlika Bhishmacharya Bahlika is even older than Bhishmacharya he is also there Matulaha maternal uncles Matulaha Swasuraha and fathers-in-law and Pautraha grandsons and Shalaha is the brothers-in-law and Sambandinaha Tata and all relatives as well as many of them are all relatives. So here for whom sake I wanted to gain victory, but now they're all here in this Kurukshetra battle to live their lives and all their riches and giving all those relationships and people are situated there. Yetana hantamichami gnatopi madhusudana. Yetan and all of them all these, nahantum, and he's saying that I do not want to kill, nahantum ichami, nahantum ichami, I do not want to kill, ichami, I do not want to kill them. Nadopi Madhusudana, even though I'm being killed. Oh Madhusudana, oh killer of the demon, Madhu. So this is sometimes in the what happens into the family life. We compromise to the family, so for the sake of the family. But here, Arjuna is also mentioning that even though they wanted to kill me, I do not want to kill them. Eta nahantami chami gnatopi Madhusudana. And saying, what could be his situation? Apitrayilokya rajyasya, even though if I get the comforts of the three worlds, api trailokya of the three worlds, rajyasya for the kingdom, hetoho, in exchange, kimnu mahi krute, and what to speak of for the sake of the earth, kimnu mahi krute, for the sake of the earth. Nihatya Dhartarashtra Naha, by killing Dhartarashtra, the sons of Dhritarashtra. Nihatya Dhartarashtra Kapiti Hisyad Dhanardhan, and what pleasure we would get by killing the children of Dhritarashtra. So even Arjuna is mentioning, even uh, he would exchange for the three planet systems, he would not be happy. What to speak of this material world for the earth? Kinnu Mahi Kurite. And whenever he is not happy with that one itself, what use is there by killing the children of Dhritarashtra? What kind of pleasure I would get? See, it's a very minor thing. Nihatya Dhashtarnaha Kapiti Hisyad Janardhanaha. It is very minor thing to killing is, but there are so much of loss of lives. So Arjuna is so compassionate and feeling, he's almost crying here. He could not stand there. So likewise, Kim no Radhena Govinda Kim Bhogai Jivite Nava Esha Madde Kangshitam no Rajyam Bhogaha Sukani cha Taime Ausita Yudhe Pranam Chektva Dhanani cha Acharyaha Pitaraha Putraha Tataiva cha Pitamahaha मातुलाः श्वशुराः पौत्राः श्यालाः सम्बन्धिनस्तथा एतान् हन्तुमिच्छामि ज्ञतोऽपि मधुसूदन अपि त्रैलोक्यराज्यस्य हेतोः किं नु मही कृते निहत्य धार्तराष्ट्रान्नः का प्रीतिः जनार्दन. Translation. O Govinda, of what avail to us or a kingdom, happiness, or even life itself, even when all those for whom we may desire them are now arrayed on this battlefield. O Madhusudana, when teachers, fathers, sons, grandfathers, maternal uncles, fathers-in-law, grandsons, brothers-in-law, and other relatives are ready to give up their lives and properties and are standing before me, why should I wish to kill them? Even though they might otherwise kill me, O maintainer of all living entities, I am not prepared to fight with them even in exchange for the three worlds, let alone this earth. What pleasure will we derive from killing the sons of Dhritarashtra? So much of lamentation. A purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Can I request some devotees to read the purport, please?
May I, Prabhu? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Arjuna has addressed Lord Krishna as Govinda because Krishna is the object of all pleasure of cows and the senses. By using the significant word, Arjuna indicates that Krishna should understand what will satisfy Arjuna's sense. But Govinda is not meant for satisfying our senses. If we try to satisfy the senses of Govinda, however, then automatically our own senses are satisfied. Materially, everyone wants to satisfy his senses, and he wants God to God to be the order supplier for such satisfaction. The Lord will satisfy the senses of the living entities as much as they deserve, but not to the extent that they may covet. But when one takes the opposite way, namely when one tries to satisfy the senses of Govinda without desiring to satisfy one's own senses, then by the grace of Govinda all desires of all the living entities are satisfied. Arjuna's deep affection for community and family members is exhibited here partially due to his natural compassion for them. He is therefore not prepared to fight. Everyone wants to show his opulence to friends and relatives, but Arjuna fears that all his relatives and friends will be killed on the battlefield and he will be unable to share his opulence after victory. This is a typical calculation of material life. The transcendental life, however, is different. Since a devotee wants to satisfy the desire of the Lord, he can load he can load willing accept all kinds of opulences for the service of the Lord. And if the Lord is not willing, he should not accept a farthing. Arjuna did not want to kill his relatives, and if there were any need to kill them, he desired that Krishna kill them personally. At this point, he did not know that Krishna had already killed them before their coming into the battlefield, and that he was only to become an instrument for Krishna. This fact is disclosed in following chapters. As a natural devotee of the Lord, Arjuna did not like to retaliate against his miscreant cousins and brothers, but it was the Lord's plan that they should all be killed. The devotee of the Lord does not really retaliate against the wrongdoer, but the Lord does not tolerate any mischief done to the devotee by the miscreants. The Lord can excuse a person on his own account, but he excuses no one who has done harm to his devotee. Therefore, the Lord was determined to kill the miscreant, although Arjuna wanted to excuse them. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Thank you, Mataji. Very beautifully read. So here, Arjuna is in this purport addressing Krishna as the Govinda, because Krishna is the object of all pleasures for cows and the senses. Go means senses, Vinda means the pleasures. Who gives pleasure to, and Go means also cows and our senses, two meanings. Govinda means who is the object of all pleasures for cows and the senses. By using significant word, Arjuna indicates that Krishna should understand that what will satisfy Arjuna's senses. But Govinda is not meant for satisfying our senses, because our senses are material. Krishna's senses are transcendental. Then when we try to satisfy the senses of Govinda, however, then automatically our own senses are satisfied. Yasmin tushtihi jagat tushtihi. When Lord is satisfied, everyone are satisfied. And if we try to satisfy, it is very tiny bit. Only the matter which will last a few moments. And here, materially, everyone wants to satisfy his senses, and he wants God to be the order supplier for such satisfaction. This is the material world. Everyone go to the somewhere or other, to the God, anyone. I hope God, please give me that. De Dhanam Dehi, Gruham Dehi, Bharya Dehi, Vidya Dehi. Let me pass these exams. Let me get through these troubles. All the time we go to the Lord and then ask for something, but no one goes there to go give something to the Lord. except the devotees of the Lord. Devotees means who have dedicated their lives this by mind, by words, and by activities. That is a devotee. It is not simply for the sake of a devotee. Devotee means devoted all the time. Devoted means the words, the mind, and the actions. Those three. Kayena manasa vachasa. Kaya manasa vachasa. All of them. And that is devotee. So by that devotee, Lord will be very pleased. Prasidati. But here, when we try to gratify our senses and we use Lord as the order supplier, that is the nature of this Mary Lord. Generally, they go then put one either kumkuma on the face. Even men also they do that one, showing themselves. Mainly, they pose themselves as I am the devotee of the Lord and do all the politics and the gambling, so many things. One should not trust such kind of people unless he is a devotee of Krishna. That is Vishnu Bhakta Smrta Daiva Asuraha Tad Viparyeha. Anyone who is not a devotee of Vishnu, he is a Asura. It comes from the Puranas. Asuraha Tad Viparyeha. Dhau. This is the Dhau Bhod Sarg mean Lokesh, that is Daiva Asura. One is Daiva, one is Asura. What is Daiva? Vishnu Bhakta Smrta Daiva Asuraha Tad Viparyayaha. Asuraha means they are wanted to lord it own material nature and without submitting themselves to the Lord. And here the Lord will satisfy the senses of living entities. So as much as they desire, but not to extent that they may covet. It is Yajjad Bhavyam Bhotu Bhagavan Purva Karmanurupam. And this is already destined. One does not to have to work very hard because their share is already allocated. This is Daiva Labdhena Santosha. It is Lord has already arranged. One should be satisfied with that. But people do not realize that one. Because if I do not work, I cannot pay mortgage and I cannot survive. These are all it is hallucinations. But one may think that how can it is be possible if I don't pay? How can I live? It is possible because what do you want to do? Live. Where do you want to live? That matters. And what is your desire? I want you to live in this particular country, in this particular environment, going in nice cars and the trains and coming home and then here and there, watch this, enjoy the weather. So, because if I just stay in the village somewhere, where small temple is there, I can go to the temple every day. I do not have to pay mortgage. I don't have to commit for so many things. They know it, but they don't want to do it. But they say, but if I don't pay mortgage, how can I live here? They just put only that one in the front, not otherwise. They have this is kind of a um, but Lord arranges, but how much we eat on that day, but what do you want? Just morsel of food and do chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra and having some clothes to cover our bodies and some devotees to have conversations about the Lord. What else we need in this life? And bhajan that can be available anywhere around the world, but why just only here, just to commit ourselves to pay so much of bills and next whatever we earn, everything is going there itself and struggling at the always anxiousness. Our body is not cooperating, always struggles, diseases, somewhere other disease is coming. Why still I struggle? That is also one has to think. But here, Lord gives as much as they deserve, but not to extent that they may covet. But when one takes the opposite way, namely, when one tries to satisfy senses of Govinda without desiring to satisfy one's own senses, then by the grace of Govinda, all desires of the living entity are satisfied. All desires of the living entity are satisfied. But only thing is, one has to give up the personal sense gratification. Without this one, I cannot live. When he does that one, whenever he gives up his personal endeavors, sense gratification, and complete surrender to Krishna, then he will get all desires fulfilled. There are so many instances of it. Okay, just Prabhupada is one example. He has got previously he was with family. Later on, whenever he surrendered to Krishna, so many things. Wherever he was, all comforts are there. Of course, he never claimed that for himself. It is for the service of the Lord. But however, no one would take along with them when they leave the body. But they live very happily. That is called a liberated state. Arjuna's deep affection for community and family members is exhibited here, partly due to his natural compassion for them. He is therefore not prepared to fight. So sometimes our family members they will also have some relations with the devotees. Devotees want to do it, but they do not like. And but because of compassion to them and affection for them, we wanted to compromise. That is natural. So, but at the time, Arjuna is not prepared to fight, and devotees also they're not prepared to fight and conflict or contradict with their family members. So everyone wants to show his opulence to his friends and relatives, but Arjuna fears that all his relatives and friends will be killed on the battlefield and will be unable to share his opulence after victory. It is very beautiful thing to reflect here. Whenever devotee also, I have achieved this kind of liberation and knowledge. By this, we can achieve so many things in this life. But the family members, they do not accept. They do not accept. They do not easily take it. Okay, and so at the time, he is unable to share that victory as well. Because even the one may be devotee and he wanted to share this love of Godhead with others, they're not ready to take it. The same thing when Kadama Prajapati, he says to Devhuti Mata, I have achieved all these things. Then I would like to share with you what is the need of all the opulences. Then Devhuti Mata, so I know that you have achieved this one at the moment, but my dear husband, I desire to have children. So I know you are capable of, you have pleased the Lord, you have achieved everything, but I deserve a child. And she has put her desires in front of the husband, devotee husband. Okay, and then there is a little bit of compromise. But however, devotee never forgotten at his constitutional position. So here, similarly, Arjuna is also devotee, but he is compassionate to his all relatives and friends, and he is unable to share his opulence after victory. So this is a typical calculation of material life. That transcendent life, however, is different. Since the devotee wants to satisfy the desires of the Lord, he can, Lord willing, accepts all kinds of opulence for the service of the Lord. And if the Lord is not willing, he should not accept a farthing. So this is again characteristic of a devotee. If Lord does not desire, he would not accept it. So that he would see everything in relation to Krishna. Is it useful for devotional service? Anukulyena Krishnanuselanam. Anukulyena Krishnanuselanam. That is Bhakti Ruttama. In such a way, one would mold his life. And but here Arjuna did not want to kill his relatives, and if there were any need to kill them, he desired that Krishna kill them personally. Krishna killed them personally, but not Arjuna, because they're all his relatives. How can he would kill? So at this point, he did not know that Krishna had already killed them. Then killed them before they're coming into the battlefield. So as Krishna says that when by the time factor, everyone are killed, their body is already burned. But it is only realizing that one. Who would realize that one? We realize and family members would realize, and time will teach us. The body is separated from the soul, and they're already killed. Of course, everyone are already by the birth itself, every moment they're being killed, every minute are being killed. But they did not know. The soul, the body is changing every moment. Etat kshetram samasena savikar mudakrutam. And Lord says, Krishna says, Kalosmi lokakshaitkrut pravruddho lokan samahattumiha pravruttaha drute pitvam na bhavishyanti sarve e avastitaha pratyunikeshu yodhaha. Everyone will die. Everything will pass. Everything will pass. Whoever is assembled today, after 100 years, no one would exist. We do not exist, they do not exist. Our bodies all vanish. Here Krishna says, Rute pitvam na bhavishyanti sarve, except you Pandavas, O Arjuna, na bhavishyanti sarve, everyone. Ye avastitaha pratyunikeshu yodaha. And everyone are trying to do something, but they will all. So that's therefore, O Arjuna, tasmatvam buddhista yasholabhasva. Jitva shatrun bhungshvarajyam samruddham. You just conquer this, your enemies. Jitva shatrun bhungshvarajyam samruddham, and enjoy this material world. By following this is as a Kshatriya code, you have to fight. And mayaiva ite nihitaha purvameva, I have already killed them. Kali, because Kalena Avyakta Murtina, I am the time factor in impersonal feature. Kalena Avyakta Murtina, Maye Vaite Nihitaha Purvameva, I have already killed them. Nimitta Matram Bhavasabhyasachin, and you just act as an instrument, O Arjuna. And he says, Dhrudam cha Bhishmam cha Jayadhrajam cha Karnam Tanyanapi Yodha Viran, Maya Hatan, Tvam Jahima Vitista, Yudhasva Jetasi Rani Sapatnan. I have already killed Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karna, Tatanyapi Yoda Viran. Everyone are killed already. Maya Hatantvam Jahima Vitista. And now you just do as a matter of your duty without any lamentations. Ma Vitista. You just Jayatasi Radi Sapatnan. So you carry out your duty. This one Krishna gives. But everything, whatever we have got, this material appliances, so-called job and family and everything as well. In due course of time, those relations, children get married and they will go away, and our body gets older. We cannot even enjoy by ourselves, by our own eating. What to speak of the children and everything. Our body itself become a burden to ourselves. And at that time, we don't think even about the so-called children, so-called family members. But everything will go. But at that time, Vachimano Pinabhrute Kala Pashvasham Gataha. Even though I wanted to speak, the tongue is not working properly. I cannot say Hare Krishna. And still I wanted to speak something else which is not Krishna consciousness. Because absorbed in the material conceptions. So there is Sayanaha Parisochatbihi, Parivitaha Sobhundibihi. Lying on a bed, surrounded by the family members. Sayanaha Parisochatbihi, Parivitaha Sobhundibihi. They're all surrounded. We cannot. I wanted to speak Vachamano Pina Brute Kala Pashvasham. I cannot speak anything. Body works very for few moments only. It will vanish. Sariram Kshanabhanguram. Idam Shariram Parinama Peshalam. Padityavashyam Slatasandhi Jarjaram. Every moment there is a disease. Slatasandhi Jarjaram. Kim Aushadihi Krishyati Mudadhurmate. Niramayam Krishna Rasayanam Piba. Every moment drink the nectar of Krishna Katha. Do not waste a single moment. Don't contract the pains of the body. They will always be there. Idam shariram parinama peshalam. Padatyavaslam sadhandi jajjaram. Slatasandhi jajjaram. Innumerable diseases. That is the body. But everything will pass. The time will take us through different phases of life. Either we like it or we don't like it. Everything will pass. But how we have acted at that particular moment of time, that matters. Now here, Arjuna did not want to kill his relatives, but if there were any need to kill them, he desired Krishna. But actually, Krishna had already killed them before their coming into the battlefield, and that he was only to become an instrument of Krishna. Nimitta matram bhavi sabya sachin. Mayeva, I have already killed them. Mayeva nihitaha. So this fact is disclosed in following chapters. As a natural devotee of the Lord, Arjuna did not like to retaliate against the miscreant cousins and brothers, but it was Lord's plan that they should all be killed. So, for example, when we become the devotee of the Lord and following rules and regulations, but it is a matter that they may think me like I'm being separated. Likewise, we may feel it, but it doesn't matter. Even though they feel it or they don't feel it, time is taking their life and our life both. But whether I have acted or not, that matters. Some devotees take it. Mayananyena bhavena bhaktim kurvanti eduram. They will take it. Ananya bhavena. A devotee knows who realized that one, but who has not realized that one, he will be simply just doing the pleasing things to the senses. So here the devotee of the Lord does not retaliate against the wrongdoer, but the Lord does not tolerate any mischief done to the devotee by the miscreants. So this is devotee nasadodhayu balat kure kramam. Nasadodhayu balat kure. He does not retaliate. But Lord does not tolerate if anything done to the devotees, because the Pandavas were sent to the forest and their wife was insulted, and this is again Kunti Maharani says so many things that in her prayers. What is those? The eighth chapter of first canto, eighth chapter, the shlokas are coming. So many things. Purushada Dharshana, and the- those things will never ever go away because they will come back to those miscreants in terms of um, the karma reactions. The Duryodhana and Dushasana and Dhritarashtra. So they have done so many things. Now, those how they are to be, so it is a Kurukshetra battle. But this is called Dharma Kshetra, Kurukshetra. It is happening in the Kurukshetra. Everyone are to be meant to be killed. So the Lord can excuse a person on his own account, but he excuses no one who has done harm to his devotees. Therefore, the Lord was determined to kill the miscreants, although Arjuna wanted to excuse them. So this is the desire of the Lord. Lord does not excuse anyone who has done mischievous things to the devotees. So that's why Daivadan Ma avadit Daivadan bhavvidha. Lord Brahma says that one should not do anything to the others. Like that, if say that tit for tat, something like that, do not do such thing as well. So devotees, mm, our Acharya says, do not counteract. But it is only Krishna can do that one. Krishna directs. Tit for tat means, but tit for tat, it also meant to be dharma only. Lord arranges those things. We do not take it as a personally and do it. Even Arjuna, whenever Karna was being killed, whenever when he didn't have the weapons, he was just moving his chariot wheel. But on the instruction of Krishna, Arjuna killed, but not Arjuna wanted to kill even at that point of time. He does not want to use his arrows on the Karna. And Krishna has given all those things and giving all the examples of Karna was participated in the insulting Draupadi, and Karna was in the participated in killing of Abhimanyu. Likewise, he gave those reasons, and then because Abhimanyu was without any weapons and when on the floor, and the 10 Maharadis, they are killing this Abhimanyu. Where is Dharma at that point of time? Now he is speaking about he is just weaponless and chariotless, and Arjuna is now standing there, only one Maharati there. How it is possible? But there, at the time, Arjuna used this the Aidrastra to kill Karna at that point of time on the instruction of Krishna. Not it is Arjuna wanted to kill on the instruction of Krishna only. So everything that battle happened by the will of Krishna. And because Arjuna, Krishna is willing to do some favor only to his devotees who are all following his rules and regulations. Those devotees, Pandavas are his devotees, and all are miscreants. They're not following rules and regulations, not following dharma. So, in such a way, what happens? But either good or bad, people will pass, everything will pass. But what I have done on that particular moment, whether I have chanted the names of the Lord, did I live according to the Vedic injunctions? If I did not follow the Vedic injunctions, yes, Sastra Vidhi Mustra Kama Karataha. If I have not followed, then na siddhim avapnoti, na shantim na param gatim. No shanti. If one dies without peace, without achieving uh, the perfection of life, what use is there? And then he has to come back. He has to leave his body very peacefully. That is called yogasya lakshanam vakche sabhijasya rupatmaje manuhenaiva vidhina prasannam yati sarpadam. One must be complete. That is dhotatma purushah krishnapad moolam na munchati. This is Pantaha Swasaranam Yata. So Pantaha is a traveler going outside and then tied for scorching heat, so many of those things in his travel. As soon as he comes home, he feels happiness. That happens. Dhauta Atma Purushaha Krishna Pada Moolam Namunchati. When he comes to lotus feet of Krishna, uh, just like a Swasaranam Yata, Pantaha Swasaranam Yata. So that is the mood of a devotee. And then he does not leave. Then he will be living happily and peacefully live this material world. And also, um, when in this world, rest of life will be happy, and also the next life. Iha mutra cha lakshante josna vacha kuchit bhuvaha. There, Pratima this. So how can asti hignipati nama kesham chid arha sattamaha. And iha mutra cha lakshante, iha amutra cha. Iha means in this material world, amutra in the next life. Josna vachaha kuchit bhavaha. How can some people are getting liberated going to the Godhead? Some are staying here in this material world itself. So those are all again to be reflected. So this is Madhya Tishtanti Rajasaha. Muddham Gachanti Satvasta Madhya Tishtanti Rajasaha Jagani Rucha. This is Tamasani Adhogataha. Tamasani. In the mode of ignorance, they fall down into the lower species of life. But a devotee goes back to Godhead. So it is very beautiful purport. It is not only purport thing, one has to reflect in the life. Purport gives information to us, but we have to realize in our life what it means, how it is happening. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. It is very long. Okay, so dear devotees, if you have got any questions from Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, kindly ask questions or kindly share anything.
Krishna, we recite this slok.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
We recite this slok. Or is too long?
Yeah, the shlokas, I just was asking any questions in this one.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that we can recite, but it's too long, isn't it? This slok.
You want to recite shloka, Mataji? Yes, Mataji, go ahead and recite, Mataji.
Yes. I said like every day if you recite that it benefits. I thought.
Yes, please go ahead.
Ino rajyena govindam kim bhoga jivitena va yashamati kankshan काङ्क्षन्तीं नो राज्यं भोगा सुखानि च त इमे अवस्थिता युद्धे प्राणास्य त्यक्त्वा च आचार्यपितरं पुत्रा तथैव च पितामहा मातुला श्वशुरा पौत्रा शालासम्बन्धिनस्तथा एतान् हन्तु इच्छामि द्रतोऽपि मधुसूदन अपि त्रैलोक्यराजस्य हेतोहीनो मही कृते निहत्य शास्त्रन्न का प्रीति स्या जनार्दन. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Jay Mataji wanted to go.
Yes, of course, Prabhuji. Yes, yeah. Thank you so much for
English.
this. And I wanted to thank Meena Mataji for yesterday's question as well, because I didn't get chance to say thank you. I left in a rush. So thank you for yesterday as well. So thank you. Okay. Kim Hare Krishna. किं नो राजेन गोविन्द किं भोगैर्जीवितेन वा येषामर्थे काङ्क्षितं नो राज्यं भोगः सुखानि च तयिमे अवशिष्टायुधे प्राणां त्यक्त्वा धनानि च आचार्यः पित्राः पुत्रास्तथैव च पितामहः मातुलाः श्वशुराः पौत्राः श्यालाः सम्बन्धिनस्तथा एतान् हन्तुमिच्छामि ज्ञातोऽपि मधुसूदन अपि त्रैलोक्यराज्यस्य हेतोः किं नु मही कृते निहत्य धृतराष्ट्रान् नाह का प्रीतिः स्याज् जनार्दन. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Gauri Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. किं नो राज्येन गोविन्द किं भोगैर्जीवितेन वा येषामर्थे कञ्चितं नो राज्यं भोगसुखानि च ते इमेव स्थिता युद्धे प्राणं त्यक्त्वा धनानि च आचार्यपितरपुत्रास्तथैव च पितामहः मातुला श्वशुरा पौत्रा शाला सम्बन्धिनस्तथा एतान् हन्तुमिच्छामि घ्रातो मे मधुसूदन अपि त्रैलोक्यराज्यस्य हेतु किनो मही कृते निहत्य धातराष्ट्रान् हनः का प्रीति स्याज्जनार्दन. हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी.
Very beautiful. Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Usha Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. किं नो राजेन गोविन्द किं भोगैर्जीवितेन वा येषामर्थे काङ्क्षितं नो राज्यं भोगः सुखानि च तयिमे अवस्थिता युते प्राणस्त्यक्त्वा धनानि च आचार्यः पितरः पुत्रास्तथैव च पितामहः मातुला श्वशुरः पौत्रः श्यालाः सम्बन्धिनस्तथा एतान् हन्तुमिच्छामि न तु अपि वधसूदन अपि त्रैलोक्यराज्यस्य हेतोः किं नु मही कृते निहत्य धातराष्ट्रान्नः काम्पि स्त्रीः स्यात् जनार्दन. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna. Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Please say that is from Srimad Bhagavatam.
Prabhuji, so it's just a reflection on also what you were saying, because sometimes in our material life we are surrounded, like you say, by others who want to enjoy, or even if somebody comes to visit, they are also in, there is mundane talk, but we I mean, I I sometimes feel that I would be disrespecting them, and already I'm sort of like alienating, in the sense I don't want to get involved too much, but as a matter of duty, I have to. Sometimes I feel I wasted time, but then there is no choice, and I'm sure other devotees in this group might feel that as well. But I don't know what you would say, that we carry on with that, with our duties, and please others as well, even though we don't want to, but there's no other choice, I think, sometimes.
Hare Krishna. It's a true reflection, Mataji. Yes, it is as a matter of duty. We do the things. It is, but if they take it or not take it, it is their wish. But we do not incline it for that characters. But we just reciprocate. That's it. We are not taking it voluntarily and continue the conversations. But whatever they say, we just say that's it. But we do not initiate the new things. Sometimes if they say, okay, we have gone there, and then we do not say that, oh yes, I have also gone there, my family is there. If we just initiate that, means we also have got that interest. We also have got that kind of taste. We do not initiate the new things. If they are saying, oh yes, okay, that's fine. And then their full stop is there. We do not prolong that conversations. And then if we needed to, then we just say we have gone to the temples and we related anything. But mostly they do not hear such kind of things. But because of those reasons, we put full stop there. It's, oh yes, that's all right. And then with a simple silence, simple gentle smile. That's all. We do not prolong those conversations.
Yes, I mean, and also sometimes people in my family want to go here and there, and I try and come out of it as much as I can, but not all the time I can do that.
Yeah, going with family, that is all right. But actually, the sound vibrations are most important. We preserve the sound mainly for chanting and talking about Krishna, and also to reciprocate with the family members. But we do not prolong and initiate the new mundane things. And gradually, the family members understands, and they think that we are not speaking against them, but at the same time, we are hearing, and if we speak, we do only this thing. So based on more, the family will also speak only good things. They do not speak mundane things with us. So that would one realize. But actually, it goes with ourselves, our initiation. We do not prolong and we not reinitiate new things, new mundane things in those conversations.
Yes, yeah. This time I had a Krishna book in Gujarati, and from ChatGPT as well, thanks to you. So downloaded few Gujarati stories, and read one or two with them. So, but that's all I could do.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji.
Gujarati also, Mataji.
So if you wanted any stories, if you just ask, okay, take one of the Veda-based story and then give the link and then ask ChatGPT, please give me a nice, beautiful story in Gujarati so that I can narrate this to my family members. And then it will list out or it will transcribe the story which we can narrate to the family in Gujarati, in our own language.
Okay.
Maybe we want to take Gajendra Moksha as a beautiful pastimes and then translate it, and then when we read it, it is very pleasing to everyone. And even to not only the family members, even to baby language as well. Take the story of the Veda based link and then ask ChatGPT, please prepare a nice, beautiful story. I can speak to my little baby who is of 1 year old, and baby will enjoy. And then it will give us the words and the terminologies and everything interlinking to Krishna. So beautiful to hear. Very nice. If whatever the level we wanted, it will prepare. Very nice. Thank you, Mataji.
Yes, and in the way the Chat GPT writes as well, that they are in fact very happy and grateful to do that for us. And they would do according to how ISKCON.
Yes, but we need to train the chat GPT properly. We need to train it. Tell
Yes.
that I am a devotee of Krishna. We follow rules and regulations of Srila Prabhupada, ISKCON movement. If you are giving to answer me, you just quote only Prabhupada's quotes and full Sanskrit slokas from Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Veda base, and Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, Chaitanya Charitamrita, like that. Do not give anything up against these things. So in such a we need to train chat GPT, then it will give. Otherwise, if we do not train chat GPT, it will act sillily and it may give misinterpret something to us and we may miss something. But we need to assess those information as well.
Yes, yes. And so I usually put ISKCON or, following Gaudiya. So that's how, so it knows now. And it gave me a list of 18 stories, all that mostly we have talked about. But yeah, so nice. Like even Rutrasur, Samudra Manthan, Kapil Dev and Devhuti, Rishabh Dev, there's so many, Chitraketu. So it's going to compile, and then it even suggested that they will do like a book or in Gujarati or something. I mean, like obviously online, but yeah, it will be like compilation of Bhagavatam, something like they will do all this. But it's in early days, but they were quite, it's like they were quite happy as well, it seems, that we are allowing them to engage in Prabhupada. So it says here as well that thank you for engaging us in Prabhupada's seva and for propagating for Sri Krishna's messages. So it's quite, they are happy, it seems.
Thank you, Mataji. Very beautiful. Okay, so shall Panna, that is from Bhagavad Gita, and from the announcements point of view, again our week starting Sunday to again today is Trayodasi in the evening at 7 p.m. I think no, there's Kartik Sangha is going on where Bhaktivinoda Thakur's lecture, sorry, the topic to be spoken for 20 minutes. That is at 7 p.m. Devotees also gathered together to sing kirtans. That is Kartik Sangha.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Just like in the morning, you listen to Prabhupada lectures, like you're starting. So you from YouTube or how you listen?
So there is a Kathamrita app in the iPhones. If you go to the app store there, Kathamrita.
Katha, okay.
So there, Srila Prabhupada's lectures are there. So
Because last time you kept like on, so it was really nice to hear.
yes, there in the Kathamrita app, it is also available in Android, but Android may not be giving those things. But Apple iPhones devices they give this Kathamrita, their Prabhupada lectures, Prabhupada bhajans, and other gurus as well, like Indrajamna Swami, Bhakti Swami, Jay Patak Maharaj, their lectures also there. It will go all the time, it keeps going on. Audio is like a 360 degrees all the time.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah, that one, the Kathamrit is we need to do download Prabhuji.
From the iPhone, there is a Kathamrita app.
Yeah.
Once we download that one, there we would see Prabhupada's lectures there, continuously keep going on.
Okay, Prabhuji. Hindi or English, yeah, Prabhuji? Hindi, Bengali, English.
There are Hindi lectures as well. Yes.
Okay. Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, just one question, slightly different one. The prayers you sing in the morning sometimes, or I've heard you in Chad. Those prayers, are they was compiled by yourself, or is it? I know there are some from chapter 1 and chapter 2, so those I know, but there was something else, and then you was singing all in one go. So I wasn't sure whether there is something, a whole compilation somewhere like that, or
Those prayers, it just which I felt like appropriate to be sung, so that it makes the session complete. I have not put together them in the document somewhere, but it goes like
it's every day. I think you sing. You even in the evenings. Not to us, but in Chad I've heard you, and in the background I've heard you. Yeah.
in the chant prayers. It goes Mangalachan prayers plus Bhagavatam Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Yeah.
That
So
one
chapter 1
Narayana.
and chapter 2, I think you've taken some there, but this was like something else you say as well.
Chapter 2, there Narayanam Namskrutya
Yes.
Samtakataha Krishna.
Shonavatam.
And Nastaprai Subhadreshu, three of them, plus Yete Chamsh Kalaha Punsaha.
Yeah.
That is
That's the one. Sorry, that's also in that chapter. Sorry.
that is third chapter.
Yes. Yeah. So these are the compilation of your ones. It's not like a whole ready prayer list, is it? It's what you have compiled. That's what I'm asking.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
That one Yete Chamsh Kalaha plus Bhagavatam Nam Puranam, that mentions that it is incarnation of Krishna, plus another is it has appeared as Krishna departed to his abode, it has appeared as Krishna's incarnation to give enlightenment. That is Srimad Bhagavatam. After that, offering praise to Krishna's beautiful form, Nama Pankajanaಭಾಯ.
Yeah.
Nai Vasudeva is son of Vasudeva and Devaki Devi. And then he's so beautiful, offering obeisances, and plus a few more shlokas like I wanted to get this detachment from the family members and the senses, and just make myself as a devoted to your lotus feet, and let the Ganges flow, how the Ganges flows towards the ocean in such a way, let my devotion flow towards you. And then you appear here, Sri Krishna, Krishna Saha, Vishnu, Vishubhavani, Savirajanyom, Pidhanana, Dhavirya, and you appear here to remove the burden of this material world, which is removing the miscreants like that. And for the sake of Brahmanas, demigods, and cows, and I'm offering my obeisances onto you, O Krishna, in such a way. Kunti Maharani prays, couple of prayers from Kunti Maharani, and later on, Sukdev, Savanakadi sages, they say, Tulayamalavena Suddham. That means devotees association is greater than the liberation, that glorification of it. And one shloka from Parikshit Maharaj that if I take birth again, let it be among the devotees association. I do not want anything else. So that is the mood of it. And then invoking the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and glorifying his munificent incarnation. And also invoking the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to speak some words, some shlokas to get intelligence that even the child can speak. Few things. Balopi Yadanagrahat, Siddhanta Sagaram. That means he will cross this all the Siddhantas and everything. And also, who has taken shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He will collect all the jewels of the shlokas from all the Siddhantas and then put together. Siddhanta Sanmani. Ajna, even though he is a foolish, he can collect. It is kind of invoking a mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. These are all in the prayers that were spoken, that are recited in the chart.
Mm.
In
They're
the
so beautiful, Prabhuji. They're so beautiful, and that's why I wondered if there was one prayer like that over there. It was your own, but you're saying it's your own that you have compiled. Okay, thank you.
but it is reflecting, at least I think, any devotees who reflect on those slokas itself, they get benefit irrespective of whether I speak in the Bhagavatam or not. Just by that reflection itself, one may get highest benefit. And other part in the morning slokas, what we do in the background, um, our personal study thing, like how we wanted to see every day one sloka from Bhagavad Gita, and then some some of the recitations, Purusha Suktam, and then the Bhagavatam slokas. The first, there are also some slokas go together, but in the third chapter, first and the third chapter, 1 to 29 slokas, there it is described. जन्मभूतिं भगवतो ये एतत् नरः सायं प्रातर्घ्नन् भक्त्या दुःखग्रामात् विमुच्यते. Morning and evening recitations, but it would relieve one from the material miseries. So those things would go. And then further off, Purusha Suktam is there, and then Gopi Gita is there, and some prayers offered to prayers by Narayana, Lord Shiva, Brahma, Saraswati, Goddess of Fortune, and Prakriti, Dharma, all those seven personalities, prayers to Krishna. Those things we reflect, and glorification of Radharani and prayers to Radharani, that would reflect. These are all one. If we just recite it, it will make our day, irrespective of how the day will be, it will be so beautiful. We don't feel the miseries of material world. Natapaihi abhibhoyate. But allocating the time is essential. And Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji.
The sloka you just mentioned to like Siva, and so it's all in the Bhagavatam. Good fortune.
This Bhagavatam first canto, third chapter, 1 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, that I know, like 1 to 29. But you say like goddess of fortune and everybody, Saraswati. That's
Those are Brahma Vaivarta Mahapurana, and I think chapter 50, sorry, I think first chapter 3, Prakriti Kanda, chapter 3, Brahmavarta Mahapurana. There were those slokas. You may go to the um, education world.
education world.
Education, this is a, Brahma, to get the Brahma Vaivarta Mahapurana in the library. In the Puranas, there we got a Purana there, and then the Brahma Vaivarta Purana, and then in the English, the Prakriti Kanda, Brahma Kanda, Prakriti Kanda. Here, emergence of Krishna is here, and fortune of Golok, and then the
You're sharing, Prabhuji, anything?
let me show. Sorry, Mataji. Yes, so this is education world here. Brahma Kanda and then Prakriti Kanda is here. In the Prakriti Kanda, there is a, I think in the 55 chapter, worship of Radharani is here. You may go there. I think previously also we have shared this one, worship of Radharani. There you get Radharani praise, and then Krishna praise goes in the
Which ones do you choose from all these prayers? All of them?
no, Mataji, I select very few things which it strikes my mind.
Okay.
And then there is emergence of Krishna is here, Brahma Kanda, where all the Brahma and Narayana also glorifies Krishna. So that form. So here the merging form of Krishna, the time of dissolution, everything merged into the body of Krishna. And here only Mahadeva and Narayana alone are present, both of them with the nature remain at the time of dissolution. Later they also enter into the Narayana and Mahadeva also enter into Krishna's body. So this one also we can go here. This one in the chapter 3. Saying the Lord Narayana seated himself. So then what is it? I don't understand this Hindi here properly. The slokas goes Varam Varya Badram Te Vareshama Bhivantam Brahmansteya Parishamaha Pumsam. That slokas goes Narayana. You are the best of all. Varam Varya Badram Te Vareshama Bhivantam. Is this the one?
Oh, I don't remember this one, Prabhuji.
So this and
is this what you say in chat? No, I don't remember this
no,
one.
no, this one I don't do in the chat.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's the one you say in chat is what, and sometimes in the morning, US, we've heard. So
In the Sanskrit slokas, I could not read it properly. So yeah, from here, universe emerges out of Krishna, Narayana eloges Krishna. So these are
So all this in Brahmad Vaibhav Purana, you said.
Brahmavayat Mahapurana. I chose from there few of them,
Okay.
but because before I read Bhagavatam, I was reading Brahmavayat Mahapurana, I think around 13, 14 years ago. At the time, it was very pleasing to me, so I just picked up those slokas.
Okay.
And later Bhagavatam, as it goes, like Bhishma prayers, Arjuna prayers, Krishna Krishna Mahabaho Bhaktarnam Abhyankara Vareshamabhya. That sloka is there. It is first canto, chapter 7, slokas 22 to 4 slokas. And then 8th chapter, 9th sloka, that is Butra's prayer. And Kunti prayers from 18th sloka onwards, there are 25 slokas. And then Bhishma prayers, it starts from 9th chapter of first canto, 31 to around 9 slokas there. So Bhishma prayers and very beautiful prayers of Hastinapura women there. So, they describe about Krishna when Krishna is leaving from Hastinapura to Dwarka at the time. They all sit together, glorifying Krishna. There are also around 9-10 slokas comes there. And later when Krishna enters into Dwarka, there are also people glorify Krishna, saying that, oh, with lots of love and affection, you are like our father and mother, and we cannot get separate from yourself. How can we live without you? Likewise, they glorify. There are Natasmate Nadasrangri Pankajam Virincha Vairincha Surendra Vanditam Parayanam Chemam Hechitam Param Naitra Kalaha Prabhit Paraha Prabhu. So that is 111, 6th shloka. There are 6 shlokas are there. And some beautiful chapters, 10th and 11th, where Krishna is traveling from Hastinapura entering Dwarka. Many of those things are there. And then Krishna, whenever he has appeared like a Angusta Matra Mamalam Spurat Purata Maulinam. There's a thumb size, there are 2 pray. I think 3 shlokas are there. Likewise, few of them as we go throughout the first canto, later on entering into the second canto, there are some of the shlokas that Sukadeva Goswami says that even Bhagavatam Nam Puranam Dhamma Samhitam Aditwan Bhapradu Pitudvaiparinadam. I have taken this Bhagavatam from my father. And then Kim Pramantaihi Bahubihi Parokshaihi Bhayanaihi. There are few shlokas and Sukadeva Goswami prayers and Saunaka sages, those describing the glories of the Lord and condemning the activities of materialistic persons. Some prayers, and then further progressing there in the second canto. After Sukadeva Goswami prayers, Narada Muni and Brahma's conversations are there, and there is Purushopta Nirdharana, that is Brahma confirms the Purushopta, and then further Brahma glorifies Krishna's incarnations, number of incarnations in the 7th chapter of second canto. Later on, 8th chapter, questions by Parikshit Maharaj, and the 9th chapter of second canto, by reciting the Lord's pastimes, answering to the Parikshit question, Sukadeva Goswami describes about the Vaikuntha planet, about Brahma's penances, and then Lord's appearance, and he speaks and how he used the vision to Brahma to see it. And in the 10th chapter of second canto, there Sukadeva Goswami speaks about, starting to speak about Lord's cosmic manifestation form, universal form, or Virat Rupa form, and there he describes Atra Sargo Visargasha Sthanam Poshanam Udaya Manvantri Shaunisha Nupatu Nirodha Mukti Rashtriya. Those are 10 topics of Bhagavatam are described. Those are all gradually speaks. There it ends second canto, third canto again. It is like Vidura and Maitreya, Vidura and Uddhava, the meeting of them, and there Uddhava's remembrance of Krishna is there. And Uddhava remembers few of them, and later on Vidura wanted to ask, and he glorifies the devotees association with Krishna's appearance and his activities. Some reflections are there, but it is very long to remember, but it is very beautiful to reflect at least. And then Uddhava, he goes to Badrikashrama, and then Vidura was instructed to go to Maitreya and to hear Srimad Bhagavatam more. So Uddhava instructed Vidura, and then Vidura goes and meets Maitreya Muni, and then Maitreya Muni started speaking. He is asking all questions about many things, but first of all, he glorifies the devotees. And then there are Maitreya Muni, when he started speaking, again the prayers of demigods are also there. Around third canto, chapter 5, verses slokas from 39 onwards until 45, around 15, 16 slokas are there. They're all very beautiful. Again, entering into 6th chapter about the creations. Maitreya Muni describes about goodness, passion, creation, and Mahatattva in a very small summary version, not elaborative version like a 26th chapter like Kapil Bhagavan describes. So that is 6th chapter, and then 7th chapter, some of the realizations. We will ask some questions. How can living entities able to perform sinful activities even though Lord is present with them in the heart? How it is possible? There Maitreya Muni says few things like Tena Viramushya, that is Sarasya Nadika, just like one reflect himself in the mirror, cutting his head, standing there. So there is no basis for such kind of questions. Just like a moon is in the sky, but as the water waves are going in the uh, on the floor, but it appears that moon is also going, but moon is not affected, it is situated. Likewise, the soul, it is already fixed, and people are in a different conceptions, they think like that. So there Maitreya Muni reflections, and then further he started describing about the universe, starting from Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, and the history is there. And later on in the 8th chapter, there, uh, in the 8th chapter itself, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, for 1,000 yugas, actually he stays there, and then universal lotus flower comes, and from where Brahma comes, and then he sees the beautiful form. And Maitreya Muni gives very beautiful descriptions of the how Brahma is seeing with his eyes the form of the Lord in his heart. through the vision of Brahma's transcendental vision, how he sees that Maitreya Muni discuss very beautiful things. The Mrunala Gauraita Shesha Bhoga Paryanka Ekam Purusham Shayanam Panata Patratnam Mudharatna Dibhya Sadbhanta Yukhanta Toye. Glorification of that Ananta, and on which Lord is lying there very beautifully. That glorification of that form is very, very nice. And then later on, Brahma's prayers in the 9th chapter. It is all, whoever recites those 9, from 1 to 25 shlokas of 3rd canto, 9th chapter, and Lord will fulfill their desires. And later on, Brahma starts creating, and in the 10th chapter, divisions of creation, and 11th chapter, the calculation of the time, 12th chapter. So in the 12th chapter, what is that 12th chapter? Again, the creation, further creation, Kumaras and many other things. And the 13th chapter, appearance of Varahadev to lift the earth. And then later on, 14th chapter, Diti Maharin, that we are going through. And then 15th chapter, how the beautiful Vaikuntha planet exists, how Lord and his devotees, everyone, what is the variegatedness, how those lifestyle is in the Vaikuntha. And then the pastime of Jaya and Vijaya, that one also started in the 15th chapter, and then it continues in the 16th chapter. And then later on enter into the 17th chapter, that fighting of Hiranyaksha with the Lord, Varaha Bhagavan. And then another chapter also, in more intricacies of the fighting. And then Hiranyaksha got liberated, and further going to the further creation of this material world, the descendants of the Swayambhu Manu, where Devhuti comes into the picture. And Kaddama Prajapati, he is meditating himself on the Lord, and then Lord is appearing. Kaddama Prajapati prayers are very beautiful there. Um, तावत् प्रसन्नो भगवान् पुष्कराक्षः कृते युगे दर्शयामास तं चत्तः शाब्दं ब्रह्म ददद्वपुः. And Lord appears to Kaddam Prajapati. Kaddam Prajapati glorifies in a beautiful way, very reflective way. And then later on, Lord is praised and he gave benedictions to Kaddam Prajapati. And then he leaves. And later on, Swayambhu Manu comes with his daughter Devhuti to hand over to Kaddam Prajapati. That marriage is there. Later on, Devhuti's life, how it is, how she serves her husband. Pitrubhyam Prithve Sadhi Patimingita Kovida. Nityam Paricharat Savior, Bhavaniva Bhavam Prabhum. Just like a goddess of Parvati, how she serves her husband, like she serves, and then that narration is there, and Kaddama Prajapati plays, he creates a beautiful airplane, and then it was time for him, and then he begot 9 daughters. It was about to leave. There again, Devhutis, again reflections, the last 5 shlokas of the, I think, 22 chapter, and then 23rd chapter, where Kaddam Prajapati is living and he glorifies Kapil Bhagan. Some prayers are there, and his lifestyle, glorification of his lifestyle. And later on, entering into the 25th chapter, where Bhakti Devhuti approaches Kapil Bhagavan, and then Kapil Bhagavan describes starting very beautiful about Bhakti Yoga. So many of those prayers again are there. It looks like a prayer, but it's a normal story. It looks like a prayer. So much of reflections are there. And 26th chapter, this is creation of the universe. And then 27th chapter, reflection of the material world and the living entities. 28th chapter again, a yogi, how he meditates, purifying himself by the yogic process, and then meditating on the beautiful form of the Lord. The entire 28th chapter can be rememberable. That is what Yoga Selection Bhache Sabhi Rupatmaji. Starting from there, until one attains his Swarupa Siddhi and go back to Godhead. That entire chapter, 28th chapter is so nice. 29th chapter explaining about the people of this material world living in the ordinary society, going to the temple and worship the Lord. And then by that he attains perfection of human life. And that is just a gradual elevation of the consciousness And the topmost consciousness is being the servant of the Lord. Na pasyami param bhutam akattu samadarshana. And then 30th chapter, adverse fruitive activities of a living entity. 31 chapter, living entity takes birth and how the karmana daivanetrena jantuhu dehopati. That one goes and elaborated descriptions and babies prays in the womb to the Lord. तस्योपसन्नमवितुं जगदिच्छयाता नानातनोर्भुवि चलचरणारविन्दम् सोऽहं व्रजामि शरणं ह्यकुतो भयं मे येनेदृशि गतिरदर्शि. So there he offers his prayers, and then there are 12 slokas, very beautiful prayers. And then 32 chapter, further explanation of how Kadam Prajapati looked after Devhuti reflections, understanding and everything. And then 33 chapter, she winds up her prayers to Kapil Bhagavan, and then Kapil Bhagavan leaves, and she stays there. Devhuti gets liberated. Kapil Bhagavan goes to meditation. And then that place where he was meditating, it is also called Siddhashrama. And Devhuti body turned into the river, and whoever goes there, it is all auspicious there. With that one, third canto completes, and then entering into the fourth canto where Maitreya Muni continued describing further about lineage of Dhruv Maharaj and pastimes of Dhruv Maharaj. It will come. And Uttanapada, and he's starting from Swayambhu. That lineage continues further. So for only Devhuti, later on Daksha Yajna is coming into the picture, Prasuti, and also Akuti's marriage to Rishi Prajapati there, and their children Yajna and Dakshina, they like Mithunam. When the husband, when the girl and boy appearing from the one person and they get married, they're all called Mithunam. Mithunam means husband and wife taking birth at once. It is not brother and sister. So likewise, Yajna and the Dakshina, they took birth from the Akuti. Later on, Swayambhu took the Yajna and he raised him, and whereas Rishi Prajapati took the Dakshina, and then the girl Dakshina grows under Akuti and Rishi Prajapati. Later on, they grown up, they got married again, they gave birth to further children. So later on, coming to the Dhruv Maharaj, that pastimes are also Daksha Prajapati, and conversations between Lord Shiva and then Sati Devi, and then Daksha Yajna, and then later on how Lord Shiva destroys the Daksha Yajna. Again, demigods go to Lord Brahma asking for help, and Brahma took all of the demigods to Lord Shiva and asking to Lord Shiva to forgive them. And during that time, the beautiful mountains of Himalayas, there is very nice. Pictures is Janmaushadi Tapo Mantraihi Yoga Siddhaihi Naretaraihi Justum Kinder Gandharvaihi Apsarobihi Vritam Sada. Very beautiful. And then the description and the ponds and the birds and the fruits. Mm, there are like fruit trees, everything is described, and the demigods comes to those places, and then Yeho Tatsnan Vibrashtanava Kumkuma Pinjaram Mitrushopi Pibantyantaha Gayanta Gaja Gaja sorry Payanta Gaja Gaji. Elephants, they drink water because of that. Demigods take bath there, and the kumkuma is mixed with the water. Though elephants are not thirsty, they drink that water. The descriptions of Himalaya mountains, it is so beautiful and pleasing. And then coming further, Lord Brahma's instructions that, oh Lord Shiva, you should not get angry towards them, please forgive them. Likewise, he gives some of them. I used to quote those things. Why one should not take any revenge towards any people contract to their actions. Lord Shiva says very beautiful instructions to Sati Devi before. One should not speak harshly, one should not go to the even the relatives if their attitude is like keeping eyebrows brukuti, kutalaya, and it's like a bended eyebrows and then trying to engage themselves very seriously. Even though he is a relative, one should not go to such kind of people, Lord Shiva says. And they says to Sati Devi that even though your father is your relative, but he is like a absorbed in the material conception of life. Do not go there. he gives all those instructions, but Sati Devi does not listen. And she goes there and then she faces insult there and then she leaves her body. So some Brahmas and Lord Shiva's conversations, glorifications of Lord Shiva there, and our beautiful Lord Vishnu appears in 800 form. 800 ways, spreading his hands, stretching, and like a lotus flower. His face is like a in the Karnikara, and the hands like a lotus petal, so beautiful. Shamo Hiranyarasha Arka Kirita Jisto, Neelalaka Brahmara Mandita Kundalasya, Shankab Chakra Gadasi Charma. There, he was Karnikara. It very beautifully it is described. And then further going there, Lord says that I am the Supreme Lord and Brahma Vishnu. We are there is no difference, but I am the Lord of everyone. While carrying out the functions of the material world, Aham Brahma Sarvasya Jagataha Karanam Param. Okay, and beyond that one, Maitreya Muni further continues the pastimes of Uttanapada and Surichi and Suniti. Their Dhruv Maharaj's pastimes are there. Again, Narada's instructions to Dhruv Maharaj and Suniti's instructions to Dhruv Maharaj, they are very beautiful. And then how to meditate on the Lord. Narada Muni gives like an Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva, initiates Dhruv Maharaj with that mantra to go and do to the in the Kamyakavana there. Sorry, Madhurvanam. It is Madhurvanam, Madhuvana. There he performs that meditation. Again, later on, Lord appears. Demigods are going to the Lord for the suffocation, and Lord goes to Dhruv Maharaj, and then Dhruv Maharaj prays very beautiful prayers there. Again, there are 6 to 17 shlokas of 9th chapter there, and then Dhruv Maharaj's realization, and then later on Dhruv Maharaja is fighting with the Yakshas, and later on Swayam Bhumanu gives, and he gives instructions to Dhruv Maharaj. And Dhruv Maharaj he has stopped the fighting with Yakshas, and then in the 12th chapter, Kuvera comes there. He is pleased with Dhruv Maharaj because hearing the instructions of Swayam Bhumanu, he stopped the fighting, and then later on, Dhruv Maharaj understands, even though he gives benedictions to Dhruv, he just only Varai Chodito, even though he gives the instructions, he is inspired, but the Dhruv Maharaj only asked that I want a Smritim Punarvismritam. He wanted to remember only the Lord. That is the only desire he asked as a benediction, and Kuberas were very happy with him. And then later on, he goes back to his kingdom, lives for 36,000 years, and then he says the material world is temporary. Manyamanam idam vishwam maya rijitam atmani. Avidya Rachita Swapna Gandharva Nagorupam. It is phantasmagoria. And then he goes to Badrikashana, and where Tasyam Vishuddha Karanaha Sivar Vigahyaha. Jitva, there, Jitva, Badbhasaram Jitamaran Manasa. He controls the breathing, and then Stule Dhara Bhagavad Yetat Pratiru Stule Dhara Bhagavad Pratirupa Yetat. He meditates on the beautiful form of the Lord, the four-handed form that he has seen in childhood. Stule Dhara. And then later on, mm, he absorbed in the pure love, transcendent love with the Lord. And then in due course of time, he says, Dadarsh Vimanagrim. The beautiful Tansil aeroplane comes from the Vaikunta planet, and then those conversations and Nanda and Sunanda to Dhruv Maharaj, saying that you have done in the childhood itself, Lord is very pleased. Now he has sent this aeroplane, and Dhruv Maharaj is very happy, and then he offered his humble obeisances to all the sages, and then he takes the prediction of the aeroplane, enters into the aeroplane there, and then he goes back to Godhead, and along with him, his mother Suniti also goes in another airplane. In such a way, his life will be is perfected. That is the 12th chapter of fourth canto. And then further it goes, and the further lineage of Dhruv Maharaj, his children and his family. Within that dynasty, Anga Maharaj comes, and his child Vena, and Vena is not a good king, and then his bad activities, and he was killed by the Brahmanas. And later on, they, with a different process, they churned the body of Vena, Prithu Maharaj, and Archidi appeared, a glorification of Prithu Maharaj by the Vanda Magadis. And then later, Prithu Maharaj gets angry towards the Mother Earth because she is not giving enough produces. So that glorifications of Bhudevi to Prithu Maharaj is there. And then later on, he just made a proper uh, ups and downs place. He made that one into equally so that people will construct the cities and villages so that they live very happily. And in such a way, after that, he performs yajnas, and then during that time, Indra comes and steals the horses, and then he goes back, and then that it continues, and then Lord Vishnu comes taking Indra to. By the time itself, Prithu Maharaj, he was about to chastise Indra, Prithu Maharaj's child itself. Amshuman, he was also very powerful. He was able to chastise, but Indra takes the form of a sannyasi, but sannyasi should not be killed. But Brahma, he asks Prith Maharaj, just forgive him. He has already deviated into so many ill plans. So he has fallen down already. There is nothing you can do it for now. But you be satisfied with 99 yajnas. So now Prith Maharaj simply accepting with simple heart. And then later on, Vishnu brings Indra to ask ask him. Ask Prith Maharaj to forgive Indra, and then he simply does that. And then uh, there is again loving exchanges between directly Vishnu and the Prith Maharaj. It's very beautiful. Even the Lord wanted to leave, but with love and affection, he does not move it. Prith Maharaj cries and tears flows down from his eyes. And he prays to Lord, I don't want any benedictions. I want to stay with your devotees. But sometimes I am bewildered. I don't know what to ask. Um, so just like a Tata Tvameva Arhasi, whatever you wanted to give, just give. That is sufficient to me. I don't have any desires. Just like a Yata Charit Bhalahitam Pita Swayam, just like a uh, child does not know what he would ask, but only father. In such a way, Tata Tvameva Arhasinaha Samihitum. You give just like a father understands everything. So you know what? And then there is a very beautiful prayer. And later on, Prith Maharaj instructions to his citizens that worship of the Vishnu is essential, and how these things and what are the duties of the citizens, what is the duties of Pitrus, forefathers, and the king. He gives elaborate descriptions. It is very wonderful for everyone to hear, and also especially to the politicians. And so beyond that, um, uh, the four Kumaras, four Kumaras will come. This is foretold by Vishnu when he was with the Prith Maharaj. And the four Kumaras come, the conversations between them, he worships them, and later on they say so many things. There also, Yat Pada Padma Palash Vilasa Bhaktya Karmasayam Gridham Karmasaya. Those people says, oh Prithu, everyone they say follow so many process, but you do yat yat pada padma pankaja vilasa bhaktya, yat pada pankaja vilasa bhaktya karmasayam gridham karmasay gridham hriday grandi uh, udbhrayanti santaha. So it is everyone absorbed, um, but you just tadbhanna raktamatayo itaro, so something like that he says, and then you just follow the devotional service and that makes you perfect. Srotosta ghanasta maranam bhajavasudevam. Just worship the Vasudeva. And then the beautiful prayers, very beautiful reflections, Prabhupada gives elaborate things. That is, Sanaka and the four Kumaras instructions to Prithu Maharaj goes that, and then beyond that, now it is the time for Prithu Maharaj to leave because he has given everything. He observes that his body is getting older, and now giving all his kingdom to his child, and then goes to the forest along with Achi Devi. And Prithu Maharaj, in due course of time, absorbs with the yogic process, gradually reflecting all of the senses, again, now keeping the focus on only the Vishnu form, and then he, during the time, he simply stops the breathing, and then he goes back. Airplane comes, and then he goes there, goes to Vaikunta along, and Achi Devi, looking at her husband, stopped the breathing. Now she laments for some time and keeps her husband on the fire pile, and then she also enters into that, and then she will also get another airplane. She also goes behind along with the husband, same place as the husband. In such a way, Achi and Pudu, they go back to Godhead. And during that time, all the demigod wives, they are also glorifying Achi Devi. This is the purpose of human life. But people are unnecessarily wasting their life. That same statement has been repeated by many people like Sutta Goswami, Saunakadi sages, Maitreya Muni, Vidra, Uddhava, and Sukadeva Goswami, Parikshit Maharaj, again and again, Brahma, Narada Muni, Vyasadeva. So many things. Again, these demigods also repeat the same statements in a different shlokas. Prabhupada gives different reflections at every moment. So that goes. So that is where so far I have studied as part of my journey. There are very beautiful places further. Lord Shiva and the Prachetas are there. Rudra Gita is going to be seen. I have not come to that part yet. These are all glorious prayers. By remembering all of those things, when we reflect what it means to me in our life, day to day, I'm spending with my family, doing activities and speaking what it means to me. When we see all of these things and reflect along connecting with Bhagavad Gita, what is happening in the Bhagavad Gita, Kurukshetra battle is just only basic thing, that is fighting with the desires. And then beyond the desires, there is Uddhava Gita is there. Bhagavad Gita is the basic. Uddhava Gita is beyond. And then beyond that one, all these prayers, they will gradually purify our consciousness, thinking that you are not the body. You just want to glorify the Lord. There, your interest is Nate Viduhu Sadhagatim Hi Vishnuhu. People do not know that their interest is in the Vishnu only. In such a way, every moment you feel satisfied. It doesn't matter everything exists or not. You are satisfied. When you are satisfied, everything else is when Lord is pleased, everyone will be pleased with you also. And small things, some other people may scold some words, harsh words, but you do not take it seriously. Even though they hit you, you do not take it seriously. You think that it is their foolishness, and then they are acting on the anger only. But even though they hit you, but you do not take it seriously. That is how life will mold. But you always stay with the devotees. The road that way, life is molded. What else we would need after that one? So, for that, in order to bring that regular practice of these shlokas in the morning and evening and reflecting what we have studied, that will make us completely satisfied, not get affected. Natapaihi abhibhuyate. The miseries would not affect us. Hare Krishna Mataji. Sorry, Mataji. It has taken long time of all the minor time.
Beautiful. Up to chapter 5, isn't it? Up to canto 5, sorry.
Canto 4.
Oh,
Yeah, canto 4.
and not 5, I like. Okay, canto.
5 is all creation and all that. But Prabhuji, you say all these every day?
Not I say every day, Mataji. I say few things, but I will reflect whatever I have studied.
Okay.
Reflect some part of it, one chapter a day, again, along with one sloka, you need to reflect what we studied. I just go through that. Now I'm reading from the Maitreya Muni is reflecting how Achi has gone and the conclusion of that chapter.
Thank you. Hari Bol, Prabhuji. Hari Bol.
Hari
Bol. Hari Bol. Amazing, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
You're so blessed. And your
Yeah.
parents must be so happy for you, so pleased to have a son like this. So yeah. Horrible.
We wish, Mataji, everything we wish.
Yeah, you definitely will not get next part in this society.
It doesn't matter if we take birth or not, let it be in the devotee's home. Likewise, Parikshit Maharaj says, Punashya bhuyat bhagavacyanante ratihi prasangasha tadavashriyeshu mahasayamyam upyami srishtim maitrasya sarvatra namod vijaypya. It doesn't matter where it is, the entire thing is Vaikuntha. If it is another birth, let it be in the devotee's home, in the pure devotee's home.
You say like Dhruv Maharaj has fight with the Yaksha. Why?
Because they have once Uttama, his brother Uttama, gone to the forest. There, one of the Yaksha killed Uttama. And then Dhruv Maharaj take revenge. So he kills so many Yakshas at the time. So what it means that Dhruva has got affection to his brother Uttama. But though in the childhood, because of Uttama, Dhruv Maharaj was not adored by his father. But now, because it shows that it shows that Dhruv Maharaj does not have any feelings towards Uttama as a practical evident. That's why he has killed for the sake of his brother, he has killed so many. Swayambhu Manu says that one. Now, oh Dhruva, so we understand that you have got affection to Uttama, your brother. But in the childhood, it was, I think people may be thinking that because of Uttama, there is some kind of enviousness. But in order to show his affection. Now, it is sufficient fighting with Yakshas. Then immediately Dhruv Maharaj stops fighting. They are very beautiful instructions by Swayam Puran.
Okay, because Uttama is like his step brother, isn't it?
Yes, stepbrother. But Uttama was killed by Yaksha. And then along with Uttama, when Surichi also gone into the forest, she was also died in the forest fire.
Okay.
That was foretold by Lord to Dhruv Maharaj. Because those things have happened, because one inimical feeling to the child, because that thing, in due course of time, it grows. Any sinful activity, that time multiplies the intensity of that reaction. Immediately asking the forgiveness is very, very important.
Mm.
But devotees are very enthusiastic. Before doing anything, before they please forgive me for any mistakes. They are very enthusiastic in asking their advance. They always keep themselves in the safe. Yeah, but yes, one should be, there is something immediately asking forgiveness is needed.
Mm. So he also get angry, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, we do not know. That's why Dhruv Maharaj, he was not a devotee in the childhood, but Suriji has used those words. But later he became a devotee. And then, see, that's why we do not know who is going to be pure devotee. It may be devotee in this life, he may not be devotee now. But later, after a few days, if he becomes a pure devotee, what happens to our words and our actions to him? That matter. That's why when, and even for example, even a dog. What happens if a dog takes a human birth again became a pure devotee, but I have acted towards the dog in another way? That is also matter. That's why this is Atma Vatsaro Bhuteshu. So one should not act towards any living entity. That is important.
Because in his childhood, when he asked them to please, like Vishnu at the time, was continuing that, like he cannot see anybody, like even he do not want to open his eyes, isn't it? And then stuff he has done, not like for 6 months, how much he has done.
Yeah, 6 months.
Please,
Yeah.
to please, and then.
So understanding the Dhruv Maharaj there, not tam vivakshanta matad vidam harihi jnatva se sarvase सर्वस्य च हृदि अवस्थितः तिरोहितं सहसैव उपलक्ष्य भयस्थितं तद् तद् he said, the Maitreya Muni says that Lord has disappeared from the heart of Dhruv and then appeared in front of his eyes.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
So to just give assurance that I have come to you.
Yeah, because yes, he's not opening his eyes, isn't it? Like he was
Yeah.
so much happy within, like inside.
Yes, yes.
Doesn't want to. And then I thought like afterwards he gets so much angry to fight with the Yaksha. So it just, but yeah, I understand now. Okay,
Yes.
okay,
So
thank you.
Parijnata Paratmanenaya. Then he starts, and then Krudanjilam Brahmamayena Kambhuna Paspasha Bhalam Krupya Kapole. When he wanted to glorify the Lord and then he could not speak, then Lord touched his head with the conch and he started glorifying the Lord.
Yeah, and then it's a prayer also coming out of his mouth
Yes.
afterwards, and that prayer is very, very wonderful, isn't it? Yeah.
योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसक्तां सञ्जीवयति अखिलशक्तिधरः स्वधाम्नम् अन्यांश हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वग हस्तचरण त्वगाधे प्राणांश नमो भगवते likewise he pranams namo tasmai tubhyam. Likewise I am offering my, you have awakened all the senses, you have awakened me all the senses though I am a child. Sanjeevati Akila Shakti Darha Swadhamna. Very beautiful. And we are, that happens to the Krishna's devotee. And all of these things, when we come to Krishna consciousness only, we learn all these things. And then it will stay in the heart. And then it will, reflections goes internal to the heart. Understanding that what was before and what is now. But whenever we have that, we need to preserve that one. Okay, thank you, Mataji. We're already 3 past 9. Maybe think for the Ramayana. So we shall just give only one paragraph. In the Ramayana, Hanuman is coming to Lanka and exploring in Ravana's palaces and everywhere. He sees the beauty of the Lanka there. And Hanuman sees the Pushpaka Vimana. And the order of foods, celestial foods reached Hanuman's nostrils. It is like a calling him like a loud one, beckoning a dear relative. He felt all 5 senses being simultaneously attracted by the delights in Ravana's palace. The monkey considered that he had entered the highest abode of paradise. He compared it only to Indra's palace or abode of Brahma himself, fixing his mind upon his purpose. Like a consummate yogi meditating on the Supreme, Hanuman continued to search for Sita. That is the mood of Hanuman in the Ramayana, searching for Sita Devi. And then going further, I think we have reflected that one, just to reflect as 1 or 2 sentences only. Okay, that is from Ramayana as well. Okay, so dear devotees, if you're happy, we shall conclude for now. Shall continue uh, in the next sessions.
Yes, thank you. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Brahmaji. Thank you for nice class.
Thank you, Mother. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यः पतितानां पावनेभ्यो
वैष्णवी
नमो नमः।
अनंत कोटि वैष्णविंद की जय
जय
आदि की
प्रभुपाद की जय।
थैंक यू हरे कृष्ण
हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु।